This time last week, Seth Rollins was buried, 6 feet deep, pause. His World Championship title, which he worked over 250 days to make relevant, was buried even deeper. Rollins' fate seemed to be sealed at the WrestleMania 40 press conference when he was the obvious fourth wheel amid a star-studded stage. After proving himself as a workhorse world champion for almost a year, in the past week, fans were told that Rollins' world title was the number 2 title. And they believed it. They were told that Rollins was a king of the losers bracket. And they believed it. There was no coming back for Seth Rollins. Until there was. Because this generation's WWE has always had a plan. Even when they don't. Like when they thought it was a good idea to have Cody Rhodes tell Roman Reigns that he wasn't going to finish his story at WrestleMania, only for them to ignore that bar like it never happened, they were still able to pivot seamlessly. And fast forward to Raw, what once seemed to be a storyline that was detrimental to Seth Rollins' character has turned into the WWE Marvel Universe. Despite the eye test, Seth Rollins wasn't being buried through his involvement with The Rock, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes. He was being elevated. A new superhero has entered the MCU, and there could even be a scenario where Seth Rollins pins The Rock at WrestleMania 40, but we'll get into that later. With Roman Reigns taking on more of a UFC schedule where he barely wrestles or defends the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship, WWE needed a new world champion. But coming off a devastating loss for Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 39, Rhodes was then bounced early out of the tournament due to a fluke. Rollins went on to win the world title without having to go through Rhodes. So Rollins' world title win always felt tainted. To this day, Cody has never challenged for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. In canon, it's because he's always being attacked by another foe before getting the chance to do so. But in reality, it's because everybody knows that Cody Rhodes finishing his story means winning the main WWE Championship, the one held by WWE's biggest star, Roman Reigns. But even under those circumstances, Seth Rollins, much like his wife Becky Lynch, has used lemons to make lemonade. There's no getting around the fact that the WWE World Heavyweight Championship is not on the same level as the WWE Championship. How could it be? Just look at the WWE title's lineage. Thing is, WWE has never outright admitted it was a silver medal as part of its narrative. Triple H's speech introducing the world title revealed it as the Workhorse Championship, one which would produce a world champion everybody could be proud of. This was the anybody can get it title, the Who Wants to Smoking Skull Championship, and to his credit, Seth Rollins lived up to that distinction. The antithesis to Roman Reigns, every day that Roman Reigns took off was replaced by a thrilling world title match by Seth Rollins. Rollins routinely defended the title on television with open challenges against big stars. Rollins prevailed in world title defenses against the likes of top stars like Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Finn Balor. And the Rollins' title reign never seemed to be in doubt during those matches. They only helped establish him as a dominant world champion. This gave Rollins more of an aura and a prestige, and his long title reign protected what everybody initially saw as a silver medal. And just as that silver medal was threatening to turn into a gold medal with the planned WrestleMania main event between Rollins and the returning CM Punk, Punk tore his triceps and was out of the WrestleMania picture quicker than Kyle Shanahan gets bounced out of a Super Bowl despite a double-digit lead. Shortly after Punk went down, Rollins himself suffered a knee injury that threatened his availability for WrestleMania. But Rollins chose to avoid surgery for now and gut it out come April. One thing that really started to hurt the value of the world title was Rollins begging Cody Rhodes to challenge him for the title. I don't think I've ever seen a scenario during WrestleMania season where the world champion wants the Royal Rumble winner to challenge them. That just makes the champion seem desperate, and the division seems second-rate. It felt like that one cringy album Robin Thicke made asking Paula Patton for a second chance, and she still dumped his ass. World champions are supposed to be the challenged, not the challenger. And with Rollins challenging Cody Rhodes to challenge him, fans predictably booed that potential decision, knowing this wasn't what Cody Rhodes finishing his story looked like. Negative fan reaction to the Royal Rumble winner potentially challenging for a World Heavyweight title took some of the shine off that belt. But on February 2nd, that world title went from a little less shiny to musty, crusty, dusty. The first SmackDown of February saw the return of The Rock. And no matter who tells you who's being worked, it did not go well. Yeah, because they worked fans into sending death threats to his daughter. Fuck out of here. This particular segment was not a work, it was a whiff. One that led to some of the most intense fan backlash since that ref stoppage at Hell in a Cell. And because of that outrage, everybody forgot Roman Reigns' promo leading up to The Rock's return. In one of the greatest promos of his career, Roman Reigns quite plainly buried Seth Rollins and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship into the tribal earth. In response to Rollins calling Roman Reigns a part-timer, Reigns went scorched earth on the Visionary, calling out the fact that Rollins only has that world title because he's in the loser's bracket of people who couldn't beat Roman Reigns. And they never even let Seth Rollins clap back with the obvious response, "Motherfucker, I did beat you at the Royal Rumble in 2022. Yeah, it was by disqualification, but I still beat you." I mean, this was WWE's top star in the company and of the generation, kicking dirt on the world title as a secondary belt. And he was right. Typically during WrestleMania season, WWE puts every world championship on the same footing. The WWE title, the world title, how the ECW and NXT titles are all presented as A-level championships that the Royal Rumble winner might challenge for the sake of kayfabe. But for the first time ever, a historic WWE champion was outright telling its audience that the world title wasn't shit, that its champion couldn't cut the mustard and was fruitlessly defending a consolation title. After all the work WWE did to convince you, the viewer, that the WWE World Heavyweight Championship was prestigious, Roman Reigns Superman punched that theory right in the dick. To make matters worse, Rollins was treated as the fourth wheel during the WrestleMania Press Conference. In the middle of a promo, Reigns told WWE to get that bum Rollins out the press conference, with Rollins standing right there on stage. Roman once again called the World Heavyweight Championship division the loser's bracket, and adding the ultimate insult to injury, Cody Rhodes course corrected and challenged Roman Reigns, not Rollins, just days after Rollins begged Cody to challenge him. The WrestleMania main event now seemed to be centered around Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and Dwayne the Executive, with Seth Rollins in the interim championship role. But no, kids, this wasn't the UFC. This was the MCU. Just days after it seemed Rollins was indeed the world champion of the losers bracket, Seth Rollins appeared in a Super Bowl commercial alongside The Rock, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns that was reminiscent of Avengers Endgame. Rollins was not being pushed out of WWE's biggest storyline. He was benefiting from it. The same way Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens leveled up last year en route to headlining WrestleMania Infinity Wars. Rollins sealed his fate as one of the four top stars in a star-studded WrestleMania through a great promo during WWE Raw, where he acknowledged himself as one of Cody Rhodes' allies. Rollins knows Reigns. He's the architect. He built these roads. And like Sami Zayn last year, Rollins told Cody Rhodes that he would help Rhodes finally finish his story, so that guys like The Rock and Roman Reigns don't ruin WWE with their power. It was the perfect comeback story for a man who seemed to be left out of the cold this WrestleMania season due to circumstance and storyline. And judging by the Super Bowl commercial, Rollins and Rhodes may potentially team up to face Rock and Roman on night one of WrestleMania. Perhaps that blockbuster tag team match could have a stipulation where if Rhodes and Rollins win, there will be no outside interference during Rhodes versus Reigns on night two. Either way, Seth Rollins is finna level up as a world champion. Everybody in that potential blockbuster tag team match needs to be protected. Everybody except The Rock. So Rollins pinning The Rock on night one is a very real possibility. As for the World Heavyweight title, it sucks that CM Punk is injured, but this feels like happenstance, particularly for Drew McIntyre, who's been doing some of the best work of his career. McIntyre seems destined to challenge Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight title in a match that fans actually want. Nobody really knows what the outcome of that match would be, which is a good thing for that world title, because the idea of Rollins versus McIntyre feels like an actual world title feud, especially now that Rollins has been restored and pulled from out the mud like Iron Man. WWE is telling Rhodes' story, and it'll have a happy ending. But not just for Cody, for Seth freaking Rollins too. Check out this playlist and subscribe. Will Seth Rollins help Cody Rhodes finish his story? How? Tell me in the comments!